Hello, it's Liz here. We're going to get started right away. This video is going to be a little bit longer because I'm going to truly give you a beginning to end. I'm going to make this card from where I start to where I end. So follow along with me. I'm going to give you a little bit of tip on lining things up. Sometimes we want to make a line of something like a horizontal line or a vertical, either way, on something, a straight line. We say, oh, heck with it. I can't make it a straight. I can't attach everything straight. I can't stamp it in a straight line. And I'm going to try to help you out with that today. But I'm going to show you this card beginning to end. So hopefully that will help you out. So stick with me. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making ice cream cones. So I'm using this ice cream parlor. Is that what it's called? It's called Ice Cream Corner DSP. So this is what I'm using. And then I'm going to use this ice cream punch. Love, love, love. Okay, now if you see there's two on here, so you have ice cream cone and the ice cream and the cone. And sometimes you think like it's a trick because I don't want to, I don't want to go like this and punch out that in the ice cream and that in a cone. So it does take a little maneuvering sometimes. Just grab a pair of paper snips because I want to not waste a ton of paper. Okay, so I'm just going to, this is one I've already done. I'll get that out of here, and then I'm going to take, I just want the ice cream cone part, so turn it upside down so you can see, and then I'm going to get one cone right there. I got that one, and then I can get another one here without wasting too much paper, and I can still get another one there. And you kind of just have to keep moving around a little bit till you get the ones you want, and cut. Don't worry, and take your scissors and cut it apart. What you, to get it out of there so that you're not wasting paper cutting off too much of that ice cream part. Okay, so that one's pretty much done. And I just want these cones. And let's get rid of the rest of this junk here. Hang on a second. Okay, just about done with that. Okay, and now I want ice cream. So again, I want just that top part. I don't want to waste a lot of paper with this punch here. So I'm going to take this ice cream and I can fit that in there. So there's one. You see that up there? Let's see if I can fit another one. And see, it'll go like this and it doesn't really fit where I want it. So just grab your scissors. And then I'm going to punch that ice cream. So I have a second one. I don't think I'm going to get another one out of that piece. Let's see. I want to do some variations of colors here. So let me cut this down. See if I can get this purple posy color out of here. Okay, so there's another ice cream. And let's get, here we can do a mixture of the rich razzleberry and the purple posy in there. Okay, so there we go. All right. So hopefully that right there helped you with, don't feel like you're going to waste paper getting both of those. Just rearrange your paper, cut paper down so that you're not punching through both sides. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. And get rid of this junk. Try and have a little bit of a clean workspace. Like many of you, I know when I go to create and there's stuff everywhere. That's okay. That's all right. So then what I'm doing is I have a piece of, this is the thick white cardstock, and I scored it down the center. Especially with a thick white cardstock, you can get away with it with the thinner, but with a thick white cardstock, you really want a bone folder to crease that well. Okay, and especially for what we're going to be doing, you really want that creased well. So that will lay that flat. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I want to get these ice cream cones all lined up along here, a straight line. That's my goal. So you can just go ahead and do them this way. But there's always that trick as far as where do you get them in the center. What if I have like, you know, I go to put them down and I end up with it like looking like this, where it's really close on this side and then I got too far away on this side. Or it's just, you know, or you put it down and you realize one's here and then one was, you thought it looked straight. And then you finish and you think, okay, well, that one's down here and this one's up a little higher and that didn't come out straight and this just isn't really working. So let me help you out with that. Line these up the way you want them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Press and Seal, just from Giant, from the grocery store, Press and Seal. And I just ripped off a thin strip like this. And I'm putting the tacky side up. Tacky side up. And you want your grid paper. Grid paper is awesome for this, okay? So I'm going to slide this up and lay this here. Don't touch it. Just leave it alone. And the grid paper, that line right in the that black line right there, that's what I'm following. Remember, you're doing like a reverse image. So I want my ice cream to be on top of the cone, not this way. Okay, so I want the ice cream on top like this. So I'm going to put the ice cream down first. And then I'm going to line the cone up, the tip of the cone, with that black line. And there's the black line. And then I'll do my next ice cream. Then it doesn't matter if my ice cream itself is up a little higher, it's fine. But my cones are going to line up on that black line. Okay. And I'm getting spacing in between. I know how much space in between I want. Press that down. Lining up that cone on that black line. And I'm getting even space between each of my ice creams. Okay, so my ice cream cones are all in straight lines now. And then I'm going to go ahead and use adhesive, whichever adhesive you want to use. This is the liquid, the Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. The nice thing about this glue is it gives you a little bit of wiggle room when you go to put it down. If you realize it's not exactly where you want it, you can slide it and move it a little bit before it actually adheres. I'm going to slide this up. And there's my card base. And pick this up and look, it all sticks to it. Okay, everything sticks. Now flip it over and just line it up where I think I would like to have it. And if it goes off your edges, it doesn't matter. Everything's even. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Right there. And press. Press everything down. And you see how everything's evenly spaced between, because I had a chance to line it up on the press and seal before setting it down. And that dries pretty quickly, that mono glue. And then I can just take the press and seal very gently, pull this back, and you can reuse this. You can reuse this piece multiple times before it loses its stickiness. So that's the press and seal. And it goes off the edges like that, no big deal. I'm going to flip it over on the back now and grab my scissors. Trim that off of here. Get those pieces out. Got a little bit of glue on there, no biggie. And look, they're all lined up perfectly straight across, right? Love that. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and this trick that I showed you last week, I want to do the happy birthday across the top and I want to use this punch here, okay? But clearly it's too long. It doesn't work. We think it doesn't fit, but it does. Remember that trick I showed you last week? So I'm going to go ahead, take this piece here. Again, what I did is I, excuse me, got a tickle in my throat, excuse me. I measured the top to the bottom. This is a little more, like about a 1 1/8 inch strip. And I put it in this way. Well, I did promise. Let's do it this way. Okay, and we're going to go to the end. And I'm going to punch. So I have this at the moment, just one end. And then I'm using Purple Posy ink. Happy birthday. Stamp that. Get that out of here. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to take the one end. Don't know why that's an issue. We're going to go through this way and pull it up. So I just have one end inside the punch. Line that up where I want. And punch. And now I have that as long as I want it to be. Okay. And then I want a background, a border that I showed you before. So I punch this clearly, not as long. I'm just going to snip in half. Turn this over and just put a little dot of adhesive there. And you may end up with, remember I cut this white piece down so that it would fit inside there. So do you see how there's like a little bit of that rich razzleberry? We'll take care of that. That rich razzleberry is just a little bit wider than the piece than the birthday piece I put through, but that's fine. We'll take care of it. Okay, put a little bit of adhesive here. And try and get it generally as thick as you had it at the other end. And again, with that liquid glue, you can kind of wiggle it around a little bit before it actually adheres, which is nice. Okay. So you can leave it as is with that little bit of rich razzleberry sticking out there. Or what you do is just grab your scissors and just trim. So that it lines up right up against the white like that. Okay, I'll get this out of here. So there you go. You have an extended border there. And I'm going to take that and use my dimensionals that I told you I love. Love, love, love dimensionals. And take that and put that right up top here. And that's it. And there's my happy birthday card with my cones, because cones make me happy. My daughter called me last week and, you know, just had a little bit of some young adult graduating college, wedding coming up issues, you know, stress. And I told her, I said, you know what, do you have some time? And she goes, I do. I said, go get an ice cream cone. Go get a cone. Go get ice cream. And I said, and make sure it's in a cone. In a cone, not in a dish, because in a cone. Because it's really hard to have an ice cream cone and not smile, because it just makes you feel like a kid. So ice cream cones are for all ages. So there you go. So happy birthday with ice cream cones and using press and seal to line things up. And that's your tip for today. Have a great day. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.